Hello, Hachadino over here, and this is a video about updates for the next patch update. Let's say not next patch, but we're still in 11.0.2. But the things that happened today, there are some changes, and then I'm going to show you there are four different ones that we want to look for. First of all, is the some affixes. As you know, the shallatash affixes has been changing week to week. The first one we had that dispel or interrupt thing like the Rasaget balls. Then we had the balls coming in that gave some mastery, and now we are going to get a Voidborn emissary that they channel one thingy, and when they die, they cleans the stacks on the mobs, making them take full damage again, and then you get a blessing that gives cooldown reduction. This is good for sub and for outlaw maybe, and assassination also gets some value of course, but sub more because of the way shadow dust works. If you get more vanishes, you get more round of cooldowns, are more resets to get more damage. You might expect, of course, sub is not a huge Mythic Plus aspect, but still kind of good. Now, some Mythic Plus changes also. Green Battle mobs have been nerfed. The most important one is the mutated hatchling, making our tanks take less damage and can no longer critically strike. As you know, tanks can't get critically strike, but normal players can. So you could get like a 10 million critical strike and then insta die if you got aggro. And then these were supposed to be swarm mobs that come in like a pack of 6 or 7. So a DPS getting one shot by a melee of a pack mob is kind of weird. Now, as for other things, Erudax also gets a change. It gets now 3 swirlies in the interface instead of 3. The 2. That was very dangerous because sometimes you had a lot of tentacles on that place. Annoying. Now, the Chopper Red Hood, as you might know, he does the Iron Hook, and then you could have some cleavers doing the heavy slash, and you sometimes got one shot. If your tank was kind of decent, he could place the cleavers to the other side, so even if they did that heavy slash, it didn't hit the people, but that was not always possible. The Azure Charge, he's going to get the some better timings, so you don't have to run like 20 seconds sometimes. And now the Rock Smashers were a very dangerous kind of mob because they had this debuff that lasted for like 30 seconds, and if you pulled 2 of them, they casted it so frequently that it was getting super dangerous. So you had to pull them one by one, making the end of the dungeon kind of super dangerous and also slow. Some trinket changes. Ovinax Mercurial Egg is the important one. It was a little bit decent, let's say, for AoE situations, but nothing crazy. It may be a mid-core upgrade, let's say, because you may not be able to get the mythic level trinkets like Queen's Mandate or a mythic track Arakara for assassination and outlaw. And for solidity, of course, transmitter is going to be bar above everything. But for your second trinket, maybe you get that egg if you get it on mythic for a little while until you may be able to get that mandate. As for the other ones, they're kind of whatever. They were never good. They will be a little bit better if you get them for any reason. But for other places, now the important thing, the super nerfs to mythic bosses. At least for sub, this one is kind of good. The nerf on Ominax health because it was a very long boss, and as you know, sub around 7 to 8 minutes begins to falter as it runs off vanity charges, so your damage is a little bit lower than expected on this fight. Of course, as you might expect, most people are going to play assassination or outlaw, so this does not affect them, but for the right reasons, maybe your comp can get to 4 healers if they are very strong. Same thing with Kaibeza. Now, Kaibeza is not as likely to get to the enrage timer that you might know. When she finishes the 3rd intermission, then she begins doing the explosions everywhere, and you could survive some explosions, but afterwards you eventually died. it's also possible that she doesn't even get to that point, because with all of these nerfs to damage in general, maybe you can go 4 healer instead of 5, but that will depend on the way your comp works, and your defensives can survive on these things. Also, one thing that is very useful for us is now assassination is not able to pierce cloak. We still have to, of course, try and see if this is right, because as you know, turtle and cloak were having issues where even if you popped it, your assassination just went right through it and you died. I don't know about bubble or ice block. Most mages play cold, ice cold, so it's only a 70% reduction, so they were dying anyway. But maybe for this fight, now we can be a little bit safer if you pop cloak at 10% to not get one shot. I still do heavily recommend playing elusiveness on this fight, because it's the only way that you can reduce that dot damage from Queen'sbane. As you know, cloak does not clean this debuff. So that was everything I wanted to say, and for more information you can watch my further videos. I will be doing videos for every boss too, so keep tuned and I will see you on the next video.